A coastal town in the Philippines, Luzol Island, is gaining a reputation for being a model of sustainable wildlife tourism. Buena Bernal finds out what's behind the success of Donsol in the second of the three-part series on the threats and protectors of the country's marine environment.
A celebration on land for a beloved creature underwater. A yearly Thanksgiving for whale sharks, locally known as Butanding. Wildlife tourism, specifically whale shark watching, has brought good fortune to the locals here in Donsol town, near the southeastern tip of the Philippines' main island of Luzon. People the world over flock to this coastal town to get a glimpse of the gentle giants. The endangered whale shark is considered the world's largest fish and can grow as big as a bus. Before attempting a sighting, I meet with conservationist Titus Cañete. What makes them important to our oceans?
They're filter feeders. It means they eat small food in the surface of the water, plankton, small fish, copepods. And when they eat these foods, basically the energy is transferred from those small food to the whale shark. And when they defecate or when they poop it out, it gets passed on to the next levels of the food web. We call this nutrient cycling, and it's a very important part of maintaining the balance in the marine ecosystem.
So they kind of make our oceans more productive.
Yes, exactly. So if you take the whale shark out, you also affect the whole web. What makes Donsol's whale shark interaction good, in a sense, is that number one is based off of a natural aggregation of whale sharks. So the whale sharks here naturally come here to feed, and the tourism is built around that. Secondly, there is a local ordinance here in Donsol that provides the basic guidelines when it comes to the interaction of the whale shark. So these includes no touching, the minimum distance, the maximum number of people and boats that can stay with a single shark.
At the whale shark encounter boat, two of the crew act as boatmen, while another acts as a spotter. A Butanding interaction officer enforces the interaction rules and gives the cue when to jump in the ocean. Sightings of whale sharks are not promised in Donsol, but with a group of tourists here, I got to swim with whale sharks. They showed up for us. I couldn't help but notice the animals that use them as protection and habitat. These creatures can reach up to 100 years old. Their migration can make the waters more productive through their excrement. Donsol-based researchers conduct photo identification of the whale sharks to determine their remaining population and migratory patterns. The people of Donsol know protecting the whale sharks requires the conservation of their habitats. This includes caring for surrounding areas that help enrich marine biodiversity, such as mangrove forests. WWF Philippines works with Donsol's local government to design and enforce its model of sustainable wildlife tourism, and also to manage its marine protected area.
Some local government units are establishing marine protected area, but only to comply with our national government. But after complying, they don't have good plans to manage and to protect their respective marine protected area.
The continuity of marine protected plans in Philippine localities is a challenge. That's because the local officials have shorter terms lasting just 3 years compared to 6 years for national officials. It says budget and lack of expertise are other common issues in conserving these areas. Volunteers from Donsol hold regular underwater cleanups, and often they find plastic and used clothes stuck in precious coral. My trip here reminded me of just how interconnected the oceans are, and that what happens in one part of the planet or to a single species affects all others. Buena Bernal, CNA, Donsol, Philippines.